Jason, today's episode of the Lee Summit Town Hall is brought to the good people by Budget Blinds of Lee Summit.
Budget Blinds!
Hey, did you know? Did you know?
I bet I know.
Budget Blinds is your home for the signature series shades.
All hail the robot shade overlords.
Look, signature series has got everything you want. They look cool. They act cool. You can control them with your devices.
Mm-hmm. You don't have to get up off your couch to do the stuff.
Which means you can have an awesome home and still be lazy like your favorite local podcast hosts.
Or us.
Oh, yeah. So, Jason, you know what these people, the good people that listen to our podcast, can do if they are ready to make their home a smart home?
I bet they can go somewhere. Where can they go, Nick?
They can go visit our friends at Budget Blinds of Lee Summit, located right in the heart of downtown Lee Summit. Tell them Jason Nick sent you.
Hello again, and welcome to Lee Summit Town Hall, a weekly podcast about what you can do to make a difference. I am Jason Orbury, and as always, I am joined by a man who says we are now a pumpkin spice podcast. It is Nick Parker, the publisher of Link to Lee Summit. Nick, it's fall.
Hey, lay off my pumpkin spice, man.
I'm here to say I personally do not enjoy the pumpkin spice very much, but I am not here to deny other people what brings them happiness. Because if what brings you happiness is a latte with pumpkin spice in it, or any other pumpkin spice scented, flavored, or adjacent thing, you do you, boss. It's not harming anybody. It's just except for pumpkins and spices, but you're fine. So, and what did that cinnamon ever do to you people? That's what I'm going to say.
I'm just going to say good mental health. We're about mental health here. Good mental health. Moderation.
Yeah.
Moderation.
Well, or not, honestly, because you do it like over the net of a whole year. If you're like pumpkin spice crazy for 3 months, it's like a quarter pumpkin spice a day every day for the year. It's fine. So just go whole hog.
Now you're feeding addiction. Way to go, Jason.
Yep, I am. And I'm all for the pumpkin spice withdrawal, which is then to be replaced by the peppermint.
Right.
come the coldest of the months. So I'm saying, all right, Link to Lee Summit is, as always, the source of all the news you need about our very fine city. And our unofficial sponsor today is the Signs of Autumn. It's not just the prevalence of Han Solo vests, pumpkin spice lattes, and furry boots, but also, like the trees are changing color, and certain
something
fall
coming back.
Festivals may be happening in our very near
foreshadowing. Also, for those scoring at home, that's plus 10 points for Jason for the Han Solo vest reference.
I'm just here for everybody. So there we go. Yeah. Hey, look, if there's nothing we are nerdy. And that does include Star Wars nerdiness.
Hey, speaking of nerddom.
Okay.
Jason, You took a little time. You paid attention for the people.
We do it. I do it for the people.
What's going on with the city council?
I mean, like a whole lot of really, really boring minutia stuff. I mean, including, I'm sure what was, and I did not watch this section, I admit, a staggeringly interesting section about moving some ordinances about the storage of RVs from one section of the city code to another. And for those of you who have not already fallen asleep, that's all I'm going to give you.
Are we going to have a full breakdown on the website for Link to Lee Summit?
I'm going to leave that to you to put up a little bit later today, Nick. So you feel free. Link in the show notes for that. No, there are a couple of things I think that were one is just a follow up on, I think we've talked about a couple of times already. Council did have the final version of their new district boundaries for what council district people will be living in for the next 10 years ish. And that came to the council. Basically, it's the plan that they kind of agreed to or talked about last week. It got its first reading. So the second reading and full adoption will be at the next council meeting. Look for that on there. Nothing new to report on that. Just it is what it is. And this is the process following through to completion. Hopefully, those of you who are suddenly shifted from Council Member Lopez and Edson's district to Council Members Johnson and DeMoro's district will get a little notification, or those who went from 3 to 1 or wherever the other adjustments happened at the boundaries. We'll know that soon enough before we vote, because remember, we are voting on new council members and a mayor come next year. Silly season is not that far away.
Oh, we get excited for that. Almost as excited as we get, Jason, for talk about the city buying some land.
Right. Well, no, this isn't even the city buying some land. This is the city selling, and I'm going to air quote here, potentially selling some land. So the Lee Summit Housing Authority, who handles the essentially the government housing that we have here in Lee Summit. There are 2 sites in Lee Summit, one right by downtown and one just south of 50 Highway, that they operate to provide affordable housing for people here in the city. Has asked the city to transfer some land that is on Tudor Boulevard, just west of Douglas, south across Tudor from the police department, or from that, not facing Douglas, but a little bit west of that, to them for some additional housing authority housing that they need to do. And there are reasons for this other than we have a need for such in the city, but it also will allow them to expand their capacity so that they can help maybe update and modernize some of the housing that they already have. There are some issues with that. So that's coming. No decisions were made. This was just a presentation and a request. So I'm certain that this will be a process, and we'll just kind of keep our ear to the ground on that to see how that's going along. But this is, I realize it's been a bit since we've been in the housing wheelhouse, Nick.
That's true.
We haven't really done a lot of that on there, but the need for more housing in the city, and specifically more affordable housing for the city, has not gone away, even though the city council has approved a number of housing apartment complexes and projects, and there are more in the pipeline. But the rents are still getting awful high, to paraphrase a popular internet meme. Is the rents are still getting a little high, and it is creating some struggles for those at the bottom end of that of the spectrum. And this is one of the steps that the city and the community can take to help alleviate those concerns as they go. So we'll watch this to see how the council interacts with it, how they deal with it, what the issues are, and how that gets, because what are they going to build? What's it going to look like? How's it going to fit in? Is it going to be a mixed thing? Or is it going to be just supported housing? I don't know any of those answers, and I'm not sure that the housing authority does yet either, because there's lots and lots of factors from the federal through the state to the local governments that they have to wade through.
Right, and I think we're going to see a lot more conversation in the coming months from council and other involved organizations. In that, so we'll keep an eye on that, and we will keep updating as those conversations go on, and when it comes to approving new developments for affordable housing. Jason, we're going to close the nerddom section.
We're going to get away from nerddom and into fun.
We're going to get into fun because this weekend, this is a big weekend. Oktoberfest is back, and so this is the first big public festival since the start of the pandemic. I'm excited.
To repeat the theme, COVID ruined everything.
It did. It does. But guess what? The Lee Summit Chamber shall not be stopped any longer. Oktoberfest is back this weekend, and we've got a very special guest. She's going to join us now. Rachel Dyer from the Chamber's Oktoberfest Committee is going to come on, and she's going to talk to us about what to expect when we head out to downtown Lee Summit and the Oktoberfest. Here's Rachel.
Rachel Dyer, welcome to the podcast. How are you today?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me.
We are excited to have you on. You are a local business owner, as well as apparently on the Chamber's Oktoberfest Committee. So thank you for coming on and taking some time to talk with us about Oktoberfest. So let's just start with, for those of you, because honestly, it's been, I think, approximately 32 years since the last time we talked to someone about Oktoberfest, or at least it's felt that long. So tell us what Oktoberfest is and what it does.
Oktoberfest is traditionally, it's the celebration of the wedding of Prince. Now I've forgotten his name, and Princess Teresa.
We should make up names and nobody else would know, honestly.
Usually, yeah. The original happens in Munich, and I apologize to everybody who's gonna be like, no, it's this person. I'm like, sorry.
We need this. We need this for the comments on the
internet. Everybody flood the comment section, please.
Yeah.
Tell Rachel how she was wrong.
Traditionally, Oktoberfest is a giant wedding celebration. But we've kind of turned it into a a celebration for the Leaf Summit community, bringing arts and crafts vendors downtown. We've got the beer garden. We've got live stages for both the community, and we've got 2 live stages for the community, like the for the dance troops around town, and then the main stage will have bands playing all for the whole time. It kicks off on Friday at 5 p.m. and goes till 11 p.m. on Friday, and then again opens back up on Saturday at 10 a.m. And so on Saturday we're going to have a wagon parade, which my company Dyer Oil Graphics is sponsoring. So we'll have about 14 wagons that will parade down through 3rd Street and end up in front of the new beer garden, which is in front of City Hall. So we've changed the layout of the fest this year. So there's a lot of changes that have happened, and we're pretty excited about them. So.
Well, let's talk about some of those changes. What are some of the new things that you have put together? And I guess we have to at least we'll take a glancing blow past COVID on our way. What are the changes that are sort of COVID related?
One of the big changes is that we changed the beer distributor that we are using. So now our main beer is going to be Casey Beer, which is fantastic. They're actually a locally made here in Kansas City, but they are steeped in German history and German tradition as far as the way they make their beer. So we're going to have 4 different Casey Beer brands on tap. So we'll have the Dunkel, the Hefeweizen, the IPL, and of course the Fest beer. Those will all be on tap. So I'm
a big fan of the Dunkel.
Yeah, the Dunkel is huge. Yeah, it's one of my favorites as well. So that's going to be a real big change, and so we'll still have your Bud Lights and everything else, but they'll be in cans. Another change that we've done, I think I mentioned, is that we have changed the layout of the fest. So usually in years past, we've had one big beer garden tent up on Main Street, and now we've kind of split that. So it's going to be called the People's Tent or the Volkerzelt. Pardon my German. I hope that's how that's.
Never apologize to us. We wouldn't know the difference.
or we're gonna bring a German teacher on and just correct you.
Sorry, Fräulein. Anyway, and then the main beer garden is actually going to be on Green Street in front of City Hall, and we've moved the main stage from Douglas down to 3rd and Green. So if you're standing at the corner up by the not parking lot, but the railroad tracks on Green Street, on 3rd Street, you can look down and see the main stage. So I think that it's going to, really help people see the main stage and want to go down there and listen to the music, because we have so many different really fantastic bands that are coming in. And we just really want to make this special for everybody, since it's been so long since we've gotten together, and everybody's really excited about events and everything. So we've got a couple other different.
Well, speaking of music, let's talk about music.
Mm-hmm.
Who do we have? Who do we have that's going to come? I know there's one local band that a lot of people around here already know that's going to be playing. So let us know who's in the lineup.
Let's see. For the main stage on Friday, we'll have Wyatt and Water at 5:15, and then the old number 5s at 7:30. And then on Saturday on the main stage, at 10:30 a.m. after the parade ends, it'll be the School of Rock, the kids from the School of Rock, the Underdogs, Main Street Mojo and Drew Six with the Soul Planes. He's very local and he's a really popular artist around here. And then the festival closed with the Carl Warden Band. So
Awesome.
Awesome.
That's a fun lineup, and I think you are right that everyone is excited to finally have just a big festival public gathering again when we can all get out in our town.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Right,
another
so
fun.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say there are a couple of contests that we're having this year, correct? We have a homebrew contest, which is sponsored by Greens and Taps.
Mm-hmm.
And why I'm not already impaneled as a judge for that is a failure of Nick Parker's.
Look, I'm going to say that
You just gotta buy tickets.
nobody called us to judge.
No, we want special guests. We want special VIP privileges. Like,
Yeah.
what else is the point of having this entire podcast if we cannot have VIP privileges to everything? So, but the addition, the other one I had done is the Stein hoisting. I know there was some concern, at least we've seen some concern comments that was going away. But tell us about the Stein hoisting contest.
Yes. I remember we had it in 2018 and then 2019 it went away. But it's coming back for this year. KC Beer is very kind enough to let us borrow all the steins. That is happening at 3 p.m. on Saturday. If you want to sign up, you can go to the website at lsoktoberfest.com and go to the contest drop down and go through the link there. I think you can also show up at 3 p.m. and get involved. Hopefully there'll be enough steins for you to do that. So, excuse me. For those people that don't know what stein hoisting is, you have a full liter of beer in a glass stein, and then you hold it out directly in front of you for as long as you can. So it burns your deltoids a little bit.
I'm gonna say that's like double torture, because not only are you doing something which is physically strenuous, which Nick and I both are opposed to as a matter of course, but also you're keeping beer far away from where it should be, which is the simple curl hoist into your face.
Right. I don't know why if you have to make it a physical activity, why it's not curling.
Yeah.
Well, then you get
because you do it right. I think and look, this is a much less healthy, which just probably explains why Nick and I would prefer this as a contest than like having the physical strength to host it. But the quick curl and seeing how finished you can empty the beer into your face would be more my speed of a contest. But those of you who are strong or imagine yourself strong, there's your opportunity to prove it.
Strong of muscle and strong of will.
Yeah.
It only weighs about 5 pounds, which not 5 pounds, whatever. But when you're holding it directly in front of you for as long as you can, it gets a little wobbly. So, and then we have the beer, the homebrew contest at noon, and you can still sign up to get tickets from the website there. You can also get tickets that day. They're going to be a little bit more in person, or at the time. But I think they're currently $20 for a ticket for the beer tasting contest. So.
You mentioned the website just a little bit ago, lsoktoberfest.com, and I think we should bring that up again because a lot of people may not realize the Herculean effort it takes to put on a festival like this. And I know that you and the chamber crew are looking for some more volunteers, particularly to help out on Saturday evening. So if people want to help out, if they want to volunteer and be a part of this awesome thing, they can hit the website, right?
Yes. If you go to lsoktoberfest.com and on the home page, if you just scroll to the bottom of the page where it says, let me get back there. It should say you want to volunteer, and you just click yes, and then it'll take you to another website, and then you can see tabs at the top. And so if you go to the Saturday tab, you can kind of scroll down and see where there's openings and where you can.
Well, and I want to put this out there because one of the places where you need help is pouring and serving the beer.
Yes. Yes.
And there is no better job when you're volunteering for a festival than the beer tent.
Exactly.
It is not only is it fun and you're pouring beer and talking to people, absolutely 100% the best people watching you will do in your life is working a beer tent for a local festival. So look,
Exactly.
people, they need a little help. We talk all the time on this show about getting involved and volunteering and being a part. This is an awesome opportunity to be a part of this event. And really, you're going to thank me. You're going to see some stuff and you're going to thank me.
The people are always happy and happy to give you their money and do all the things, but it's a fun event for people watching and to serve those beers to the folks as they enjoy that. And the ones at the end of the day they're the most colorful by that point.
Yeah.
And
You mentioned,
secret hint, you might get to drink a beer while you're doing it.
you will actually. If you volunteer, you will get a beer and a brat. You'll get for free. So as a thank you, so that's an incentive.
Always a bonus.
You mentioned giving people some money, and I wanted to. I had forgotten this, but we are now offering credit cards this year. Usually in the past, it's been a cash-only event, but now this year we are able to, at specific tents, we can take credit cards. At both the brat tents and the sports tent and the beer garden, we'll all take credit cards.
So food, beer, and sports. So you've covered the three main food groups really as a whole that we can do that at. So it's good. That's excellent stuff.
All right, Rachel, here's the big question. What are you most excited about? What gets you excited about Oktoberfest?
What gets me excited about Oktoberfest? Well, I'm because we're hosting it, I'm really excited about the wagon parade on Saturday morning. But other than that, it's really just being a part of the community downtown and helping out and seeing everybody come out and have fun and come together. And like you said, it's pulling this thing together is a Herculean task. And especially this year after coming off of COVID, and we're still dealing with COVID. We've had a lot of challenges to overcome. And we're just really excited to get this thing going. And it's going to be a fantastic event. It really is.
Well, and to add to the pressure, you're the first big festival back. So, we're all going to judge you.
I know.
We're all looking for where things go right and wrong, and then we'll steal all of that information for other events as we go forward. So good job, but well done. And no, I would say this actually. We want to say specifically thank you to the chamber and to you guys for putting this together. It could have been very easy to say, no, it's too much. We got too many things to work through. What have you? We're going to wait until 2022 and do it that way. And you guys have persevered through it. And I think the community is chomping at the bit to get back out in the streets of downtown and kind of wander about and do all that fun stuff. So thank you, and all of y'all at the chamber for persevering through and putting this together.
I'm going to do two more things here as we wrap up. First, the editor and me, Jason, it's champing at the bit, not chomping.
Hey,
Champing
whatever, chomp. We'll have that. We'll do a whole episode on that, buddy.
There's my nerddom. And the second is because Jason just brought up, it would have been easy to just say there's so much to deal with. We're not going to bring it back this year. I do want to reiterate kind of the health requirements. Are people going to have to wear masks at this? What's the status there?
It is an outdoor event, so we are not requiring anybody to wear masks if they don't want to. But feel free, if it makes you feel more comfortable, to wear a mask. We're all, you can wear a mask if you want to wear a mask, but you don't have to. We're not mandating it.
There we go. Well, Rachel,
we do have different COVID, things put in place. Gloves, we're not different individual packets for condiments and things like that. So it's not a communal ketchup bottle, that type of thing, like it has been in the past. We'll do individual. There'll be more hand washing stations. There'll be hand sanitizers around and everything. So So definitely people can feel safe. So.
That sounds very, very good. I'm glad you guys have been thoughtful and intentional in all of those decisions. I know it's been hard and a lot of work, and you probably are still making a few of those decisions as you get closer and watching what the the mandates and the rules are from the county health department as it comes to fruition. Rachel, thank you so much for coming on, for talking to us a little bit today about the festival. We are excited. Everyone is excited to finally have a festival back, to be coming back to this kind of a public gathering. So good on you.
There's a carnival too. I forgot to mention the carnival. The carnival will go through Sunday. So the festival itself only ends till on Saturday, but the carnival will still be here on Sunday. So
bring your kids.
Bring your kids.
Actually, that Sunday always feels like you're sneaking into the carnival because the rest of the festival is shut down. So you feel like you're like getting like a whole special thing. So always a cool one on the Sunday.
Yeah.
Well, that will wrap us up for this week. Rachel Dyer from the Lee Summit Chamber, thank you very much. We will talk to everybody next time.